When it comes to trucks, reliability isn't a feature, it's a necessity. A real truck isn't about looks, it's about how many miles it can take without breaking a sweat. And Ford? They've built some beasts that refuse to quit. From workhorses that can tow a house to off-road monsters built to dominate the wild, we're counting down the 10 most reliable Ford trucks ever made. And stick around, because the #1 spot goes to a truck so rare and powerful, most people don't even know it exists. Let's fire up those engines and dive in. 10. 1999 Ford F-250 Super Duty 7.3-liter Power-Stroke Diesel. All right, if you ask any hardcore Ford fan what the most bulletproof engine of all time is, you'll hear the same answer every single time: the 7.3-liter Power-Stroke Diesel. And the 1999 Ford F-250 Super Duty was the truck that took this legendary engine to new heights. We're talking 500,000 miles, even 1 million, with basic maintenance. This wasn't just a work truck. It was a no-nonsense, built-to-last beast that laughed in the face of hard labor. With 525 pound-feet of torque straight from the factory and a cast-iron block that could survive an apocalypse, this truck has earned its reputation as one of the most unstoppable machines Ford has ever built. If you see one still rolling down the road today, just know it's probably got another 2 decades of work left in it. 9. 2019 Ford Ranger. Now, if the Maverick was a surprise, here's a truck that made its comeback in a big way: the 2019 Ford Ranger. After an 8-year absence from the US market, Ford brought back the Ranger, and they did not hold back. Built Ford tough, this mid-sized beast came with a fully boxed high-strength steel frame and a 2.3-liter EcoBoost engine that packed 270 horsepower and a class-leading 310 pound-feet of torque. That meant best-in-class towing and payload capacity, all while keeping fuel efficiency in check. But here's what makes it stand out: this truck is still one of the most reliable mid-size pickups on the road today. Owners are stacking up the miles with minimal issues, proving that Ford didn't just bring the Ranger back, they made it better than ever. 8. 2001 Ford F-150 SVT Lightning. The 2001 Ford F-150 SVT Lightning. This wasn't your average pickup. It was a muscle car disguised as a truck, a high-performance beast that could take on sports cars at the stoplight. With a supercharged 5.4-liter V8 pumping out 380 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque, this thing could launch from 0 to 60 in under 6 seconds. Insane for a truck back in the day. But here's the kicker. Despite its street racer image, the Lightning proved to be rock-solid reliable. Ford built it to last, and today, well-maintained examples are still tearing up the streets. It's proof that speed and dependability can go hand in hand. 7. 2020 Ford F-250 Super Duty. Coming in at number 7, we have a true workhorse: the 2020 Ford F-250 Super Duty. This isn't a truck for the weekend warrior. This is a truck for people who need serious muscle. Towing up to 20,000 pounds, built with a fully boxed high-strength steel frame, and powered by a 7.3-liter Godzilla V8 or a monstrous 6.7-liter Power-Stroke diesel, this thing is engineered to handle whatever you throw at it. But here's what sets it apart. It's not just powerful, it's smart. With features like Ford's Tremor off-road package and high-tech towing assist, the F-250 isn't just a brute. It's a precision tool built for serious work. And when properly maintained, these things will outlast their owners. 6. 2015 Ford F-150 Aluminum Body. Now this next truck was a game changer, literally. When Ford introduced the 2015 F-150 with an all-aluminum body, the truck world lost its mind. People said it would dent like a soda can, that it wouldn't last, that it was just a gimmick. And yet, almost a decade later, these trucks are still going strong. Why? Because Ford didn't just shave weight. They engineered this thing to be stronger and more durable than ever. The military-grade aluminum body cut 700 pounds off the truck, making it more efficient, faster, and better at towing. And here's the kicker. Owners are reporting fewer rust issues compared to older, steel-bodied models. Turns out, Ford's gamble wasn't a mistake, it was a revolution. All right, we're just getting warmed up. We've seen off-road monsters, bulletproof workhorses, and even a hybrid game-changer. But we're not done yet. Coming up next, we've got Ford trucks that have rewritten the rulebook, including one that can haul more weight than a freight train, and another that's so rare, even Ford fans might not know it exists. You do not want to miss what's coming up next, so stay tuned. 5. 2013 Ford F-250 Super Duty. You know what's crazy? The 2013 Ford F-250 Super Duty could probably outlift half the trucks on the road today, and it's over a decade old. This thing was built like a tank, offering a 6.2-liter V8 with 385 horsepower and an optional 6.7-liter Power-Stroke diesel that cranked out 800 pound-feet of torque. Numbers that made competitors sweat. But here's why it's on this list. These trucks just don't quit. Ask any owner, and they'll tell you about hauling massive loads for years with zero major issues. And for those who wanted a touch of luxury, Ford even offered a platinum trim with high-end interiors, because who says a workhorse can't have style? 4. 2010 Ford F-150 SVT Raptor 6.2L. Now, if the Lightning was built for the streets, this next truck was built for absolute off-road destruction. The 2010 Ford F-150 SVT Raptor was an off-road warrior straight from the factory. Ford didn't just slap on big tires and call it a day. They gave it a massive 6.2-liter V8 with 411 horsepower, a beefed-up suspension, and the ability to conquer everything from rocky mountain trails to desert dunes at full throttle. The crazy part? This truck wasn't just tough, it was bulletproof reliable. Owners have racked up hundreds of thousands of miles with no major issues, proving that the Raptor wasn't just a gimmick. It was built to dominate and built to last. 3. 2022 Ford Maverick. All right, now for something completely different, the 2022 Ford Maverick. Now I know what you're thinking. Wait, the Maverick, a unibody truck, on this list? And here's my answer. Absolutely. Because what Ford did with this truck is pure genius. It's not trying to be the biggest, baddest truck. It's trying to be the most practical and reliable everyday pickup ever made. With a hybrid powertrain that gets over 40 mpg, a highly versatile bed, and a price tag that doesn't require a second mortgage, the Maverick is redefining what a truck can be, and the reliability. Owners are reporting crazy low maintenance costs, making this one of the smartest truck purchases you can make today. Ford took a risk with the Maverick, and it paid off in a big way. 2. 2023 Ford F-150 Raptor Butcher R. All right, we're in the final stretch, and at number 2, we have a truck so wild, so ridiculous, that it might just be the most insane Ford truck ever built, the 2023 Ford F-150 Raptor R. Ford looked at the regular Raptor and said, you know what? Let's shove a supercharged 5.2-liter V8 in there. And just like that, the Raptor R was born, making 700 horsepower and 640 pound-feet of torque. Yeah, you heard that right. This thing isn't just fast for a truck, it's fast, period. We're talking 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, in a full-size off-road pickup. But what makes it even crazier? Ford didn't just make it powerful, they made it stupidly tough, with reinforced shocks, upgraded suspension, and enough durability to handle Baja-level punishment. This isn't just a truck, it's a statement. And that statement is, I dare you to try and stop me. And now, the greatest Ford truck of all time. 1. 1992 Ford F-150, 9th generation, the unkillable truck. All right, we've seen supercharged monsters, million-mile workhorses, and aluminum-bodied game-changers. But now it's time for the king. Taking the #1 spot as the greatest Ford truck of all time, the 1992 Ford F-150. Wait, what? A regular old 1992 F-150? Yes, and here's why. This truck does not die. The 9th generation F-150 was built like a brick house, with a simple yet indestructible design. No fancy turbos, no complex electronics, just pure mechanical toughness. Powered by the legendary 4.9-liter inline-six, 5.0-liter V8, or the bulletproof 5.8-liter Windsor, these trucks have been known to hit 500,000 miles with minimal issues. And here's where it gets crazy. This truck was so overbuilt that you'll still find them working on farms, hauling trailers, and running strong over 30 years later. No gimmicks, no fancy marketing, just a true old-school Ford truck that refuses to quit. If you ask any Ford fan what truck they'd trust to survive the apocalypse, this is the one. And that's why it's the greatest Ford truck ever made. All right, you just witnessed 10 of the greatest Ford trucks of all time, but let's be real. This list barely scratches the surface. Right now, out there on some dusty back road, some mountain trail, or buried under 3 decades of rust, there's another forgotten legend waiting to be rediscovered. And if you think this list was crazy, just wait until you see what's coming next. Because we don't just talk about cars, we bring legends back to life. So here's the deal. If you love raw horsepower, unstoppable machines, and automotive history that refuses to die, you're in the right place. Smash that subscribe button like a 7.3-liter Power Stroke hitting 500,000 miles. Turn on notifications like it's a check engine light you actually want to see, and buckle up, because this ride is just getting started. And trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next.